Hello and welcome to a new video, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, we will be killing Armadyl 1000 times, and this is the inventory setup, at least for now. I do have a key, but it is because I am currently on a Slayer task. I have 182 Evansies left, don't know why I clicked on it, but I did. Let's check the collection log and 197 kills, and I have gotten every drop except for the pet and 3 hilts. Also, I apologize if I ever call this the adventure log. I feel like the adventure log was a thing from like pre-EOC. I have caught myself calling it the adventure log, but collection log. Anyways, with the introduction out of the way, let's get into Armadyl. So I was here for quite a while, and I can say that all of the normal drops from Armadyl are trash. Not that I didn't know that coming into this, but yeah, it's pretty bad. I think some of the best drops I got, or at least the useful ones, came from the Minions, which were the Bird's Nest. I was pretty happy to get the Bird's Nest. Things like the bolts and stuff, not as expensive as they used to be. And speaking of things not as expensive as they used to be, the Armadyl hilt was the first drop of the video in less than 50 kill count. Kinda sad that it's at a 11.3 mil now. I remember when God Wars first came out, this was sitting at probably 100 mil at least. It was the most sought after God sword. It was fun to use at bandos, to see that nice, what was the max at the time, like 77 with the AGS was the max at the time. I don't know. I feel like that's the highest hit that I had seen. But the other God swords got buffed in years passing after God Wars came out. It's a bit weird that it didn't come out with 07scape, which is what the game used to be called. I don't really remember when they dropped the 07scape line and turned it into old school RuneScape, but I guess it doesn't really matter, and it doesn't make sense to call it 07scape anymore. This doesn't resemble doesn't resemble a RuneScape from 2007 anymore, that's for sure. And this boss, you will not make any money, like I said, unless you get some rare drops, because the regular drops are dog shit. But the rare drops, like this one, at 298 KC, the Armadyl chain skirt, 23 mil, easy game. Not sure why this is worth more than Bando's Tassets, which are arguably more useful than the Armadyl chain skirt, considering the Armadyl chain skirt does not give you any extra damage when it comes to range. Why it's like that, I don't know. It's also been like that for as long as I can really remember. Armadyl's always just been expensive for no reason. Like, I get now that Masori's out that the pieces of Armadyl would be expensive, but there's the Armadyl helmet at 335 KC, 7.7 mil. I feel like that used to be like a 3 mil drop. And then we have another Armadyl chain skirt just a few kills later. That's crazy. It was in the same trip. So before I started this video, I was sure that my luck had run out at Armadyl. I did the 197 KC and got all those drops, and I was like, I'm just gonna go dry for, I don't know, 500 KC or something ridiculous, which is what some people speculated would happen to me. Feels bad, man, along with that Chaos Talisman I just got. But then something weird happened here. I got an Armadyl chestplate off of the Minion. 31 mil off of a Minion at Armadyl. The guy in the clan chat said it's 1 out of 16,000. Did not fact check him, but I mean, like, it sounds right. Maybe someone in the comments will let me know. Let me know. Is that the drop rate for a chest plate off of a Minion? Anyways, I did get some of the, what is it, the rare drop table loots in the form of, like, I don't know, rune javelins, like a battle axe. I also got the legendary rune sword from this boss, which was kind of sad because that's pretty rare from what I can recall. And if you're looking at the screen and you notice that I have Ancient KC, I guess I can go ahead and explain that a little bit now. I was doing Armadyl, and because I didn't want to do the Armadyl KC all the time, I would just go get 35 Arma KC, and then go to the next little chamber, and then just stack up a bunch of kill count. I would get like probably like 200 KC sometimes, and I would just use that to bank, and I would just run back and forth. And I don't know why at the beginning of this I didn't realize that I could just grab a new mithril grapple, so I kept the mithril grapple in my inventory. But you'll see towards the end that I was dropping the grapple and then just picking up a new one on the way out. Which, if you didn't know, you can do if you go across the Armadyl side where the grapple, where you have to go to, where you have to use the grapple. Oh, look, another hilt at 490 KC. So what is that? 2 skirts, a helmet, 2 hilts, and a chest plate? And like, I don't know, 2 or 300 kill count? That is ridiculous. I've never had that kind of luck at any boss ever in all of RuneScape, and I've played this game for a pretty long time. Speaking of luck, I got another hilt at 516 kill count, and I did this before the bounty hunter update, and I realized afterwards that when I sold them, the godswords, or the hilts I should say, went up in price. I'm assuming that's from all the hype behind bounty hunter. The AGS is a pretty good weapon, although with the Karasi in the game now, that's probably a better one. And I got an Armadyl chestplate there. Not sure why I didn't slow it down, but oh, never mind. I see what happened. I missed the recording and I scrolled up on it. Armadyl chestplate. Anyways, carrying on. We are in the hundreds of mils, and I feel like I was just getting into Armadyl at this point. Crazy how that is. Anyways, so what was I talking about? The Armadyl throne room side. There's like a little chest, and you can just pick up a new mithril grapple, and then go back across, and then go back through the next room, which is why I have the ancient fan braces in the inventory. And then you can just bank there, and then walk back to Armadyl. That way I didn't have to continuously get Arma KC, which is kind of annoying to get. Also, don't want to get Arma KC with magic, so it was easier just to do it that way. They just use range, get the Arma KC, and then kill a bunch of the, the spiritual mages who have like the Virtus on. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, and then you can bank in the next room, and then switch to your mage gear and go from there. It made this a little bit easier. I don't know. I know some people just get keys every time, but I hate getting keys. I feel like it takes forever to get keys, and it's just quicker to get 35 KC at next than it is to go get a key, in my opinion. Although maybe I'm just missing something. It's probably the Wilderness Diaries. Ever since they've updated the Wilderness bosses, I haven't been back, so I have no idea how to do them. I will probably have to go back and revisit those. I know the mechanics and everything were changed for at least Venenatis. I had a Venenatis task, and it was an awkward task to do by myself. It was not like the old Venenatis, and that's actually when I found out that the mechanics were changed. The boss was moved. Kind of surprised at that. But anyways, this isn't about the Wilderness bosses. This is about Armadyl, and the bird took forever to kill 1,000 times, although I bet you can imagine that's not shocking. Also, I think I went through, I don't know, 30 mil plus in runes just on this boss, and I actually died the least amount to this boss. I disconnected once, and I lived because I'd killed the boss right when I disconnected. Unfortunately, when you log into the boss room at Armadyl and your prayer is not on, you're dead. Guaranteed. And here we have it, 687, another Armadyl chain skirt. And then this is crazy. So 687, 688 Armadyl chestplate. Back-to-back drops. I never have that happen to me in all of RuneScape, to get back-to-back drops like that, especially while soloing the boss. So I was pretty hyped. I had gotten so many chest plates and so many chain skirts, and I was not cursed with a bunch of Armadyl helmets, which after my run at 1,000 bandos, I was kind of expecting. I got so many boots from bandos, It was pretty sad. And then when I did Zammy, I got so many Steam battle stabs, was also pretty sad. And I was kind of expecting it to continue with Armadyl, but did not. Although I guess one could argue that the Armadyl hilt was probably the comments for that one. It's kind of like pretty low price drop, but it's still worth more than the Armadyl helmet, so that's something. Speaking of the God Swords, what is your guys' favorite God Sword? I remember playing the game and the Armadyl God Sword always being my favorite. I don't know if it was the animation or just seeing the high hits, I think was it for me. I would take it to like the most random places. I wasn't even PKing with it. And when I did PK with it, I was like borrowing it from a friend using like the old lending system. You know what I'm talking about? The OG people know what I'm talking about. And go into like clan wars. I think I went to castle wars once, but I don't know. I never really got into castle wars. Anyways, enough of that tangent. What's your guys' favorite god sword and like why? I swear, if any of you say the Zamorak god sword, I don't know what to tell you. I did have an interesting thing happen to me while I was doing this. I had people that would just walk into the room while I was there. I don't know if these were people or if these were bots. I think I got it on the video towards the end. But they would just walk into the room and start attacking the boss like I wasn't there. They normally had like a dragon crossbow and they would just keep range prey on the entire time. Like the guy never turned his range prey off. Even after the boss and all the minions were dead, he kept his prayer up. He ended up dying though. I think he stayed for like 4 or 5 KC. He obviously didn't get any of the boss kills, and I think he took like 3 minion kills from me, but it was fine. He was actually kind of useful. Tanked all the minions for me, and I had so much food on the ground because of that. And I guess he hit the boss a little bit, but not enough. Never enough to take a kill, which is what really matters. Also, I've got the bones to peaches in the inventory. I don't know. I at some points I would take them out of the inventory and then I'd put them back in because there would just be like a handful of trips where I wouldn't need the bones to peaches, and then there'd be a bunch of trips afterwards where all I would need is like an extra 20 health after all of the minions. I don't know. And there's another Armadyl hilt at 11.8 mil. And I actually did get like 5 U seeds while doing this. I know that sounds pretty random. I just saw it though. 5 U seeds from this boss. And I want to say that I got a couple dragon med helmets as well. And that chaos talisman still haunts me from earlier. Which reminds me, okay, so if you're watching this video, have you seen the Bandos video? I want to know. Did you see me kill Bandos 1,000 times? While I'm off on a tangent about other bosses, what other boss would you guys like to see me kill? I've already done Zammy, I've done Bandos, we've done Armadyl now. Don't say Sarah. I'm not doing Sarah anytime soon. I hate that boss so much. It's just a shit boss to kill for me. I don't know. There's another Armadyl helmet at 995. I feel like I went a pretty long time without getting any drops, and there you see the bot or whatever it is that was at Armadyl with me. I wasn't sure what he was doing. I tried dropping the question mark a few times to see if he would answer, but I got nothing, so he died a few kills after that. I don't know what he was doing. If anyone else knows what that man was doing, let me know. Or if you think he was just a bot, let me know, because he looked like a bot. Minimum gear, minimum everything. Or maybe he's just a new player and was just trying out some Armadyl. But if that's the case, I'm not sure why he didn't want to talk to me or say anything. And we have another chain skirt. I was in the hundreds of mils at this point, and this boss had given me the most loot out of any boss that I've done so far. And yeah, I did pretty well at Bandos as far as GP goes, so that is saying something. Although Bandos did give me like a bunch of like rune chest plates and things like that. And Zami gave me absolutely nothing. It's a sad story, and if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. It took so long to do. Also, I didn't bother using a spec weapon here other than the Eldritch Nightmare staff. I can't even remember the name of the staff that I used in the other one. It was one of the wilderness staves, and I was using it to lower the defense, but it didn't work at Zami very well, so I figured it wasn't going to work at Armadyl very well. So I didn't even bother bringing it. And as far as my luck goes, I'm pretty sure that I had just run out of luck because I went on a mad dry streak, and that was our last kill. And here's the loot that everyone's been waiting for. 295 mil from 1,000 Armadyl. We got 2 helmets, 5 hilts, 4 chest plates, and 4 skirts. About 17.7 mil tab, and then 278 mil of that was from rare drops. And yeah, I've got a couple D-meds. That was kind of sad. Future rock here to show the collection log, and that I did end at 1,197 kills, and that I did actually get all of those drops. Also, if you like the video, don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more. And like I said earlier, let me know what you want to see next. I'm not doing Sarah. There'd have to be like 100 likes on this video, which isn't going to happen for me to go ahead and do Sarah. So enough of that, and back to your regular part of the video. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what's next.